Hey you, this is Jasim from CodeBand, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to deploy a Python Selenium based application live into the server. So if you are brand new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and click the bell icon near to it. So without any further, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so I'm back in the project setup here in the VS Code. So the kind of project that we are going to be deploying is a kind of scraping one, where we actually scrape the top news from Hacker News, a site which will give some tech updates on the go. So we'll fetch some 30 posts from that, and we'll just print that stuff here. So let me show you what I meant by that by running the script python main.py. So it just opened up that website Hacker News and just fetched all those things, and you can see that we got some titles and URLs of those top news. This is all about it. Now the whole idea behind this video is not concentrating on the project, but concentrating on how to deploy the project. Now with this setup, with this deployment setup, you can pretty much do anything. Like you can just schedule, for example, with this project, with this scraping tech news, you can pretty much do a lot of stuff like scraping that content in a scheduled interval. So maybe like you can scrape that in a period of 5 seconds regularly and just post that to your personal blog, or you can just send emails or SMS, and you can do pretty much all things with this deployment setup. I mean, this will be the basics, and you can with this basics you can do a lot more stuff that I just mentioned. So with that, let us quickly go into the deployment procedure. So I have created a GitHub repository where we actually talk about the usage. So you can just go to this URL. The link will be in the description section, where I just pinpointed those configurations and stuff like that. So the first one is initial configuration in the script. So what I meant by that, I'll explain that in a moment, but before that I'll just copy this one and I'll just paste this at the top inside the function here, so that we can just go through it. So what this does is Chrome options is equal to WebDriver.Chrome options. So in the deployment setup, we need to set some additional arguments before we actually run the script. So that's why we just instantiated the Chrome options, and then we are setting some arguments like the binary location here. So the binary location in the local setup, we do have the Chrome driver and stuff like that, but in the server we don't have such things. So we need to install those things, and we need to specify that path where it is actually. We should specify that path. So that's what it is, the binary location. We need to specify where the Google Chrome binary is located, and that's what it is. Now this is a kind of setting up an environment variable. Now we'll talk about those setting up environment variables in Heroku in a minute. So this is all about this line, and the second line is nothing but headless. So you might have already seen the headless if you watched those previous video, the GitHub repository creation automation. It's nothing but in a development, or I mean not in a development, in a production environment, you don't need that GUI setup. You just need the work to go on. You don't have to see it, right? So that's why we put the headless. There will not be any GUI popping out in the server. Okay, so that's why headless, and these two things are just you don't have to bother about that. Those things are required for the production setup, and that's it. Okay, now the last one is the driver is equal to this line of code we have already seen in the past videos. Now the change is that the executable path, it's not in the local setup, so we need to again specify that path where the Chrome driver is located in the server, and that's what it is, again an environment variable. So we'll set those things later. And then we have options is equal to Chrome options, which is nothing but setting up these options that we have set earlier. Okay, so I'll quickly change this name to browser so that it's compatible with our code, and I'll get rid of the local setup being here. Okay, So this is all about the basic setup, initial configuration. Now we'll move into the Heroku configuration here. So before we actually move into that, Heroku is a platform as a service provider which lets you build your deploy your application in minutes. It's as easy as that, and it's completely free, but there are some kind of restrictions, although, but for a scraping application like this, or for common applications, those free package would suffice. Okay, so what you have to do is just go into heroku.com and just create an account. If you don't have an account, it's super easy to get started with Heroku. Just straightforward things, and then you will be redirected to a page something like this one, dashboard.herokuapp.com, where you can see the project that you have done so far. So what we are interested in here is the new icon here. Just click on that and create new app. Now we'll provide a new application name, so maybe I'll stick with something like Python Selenium. As a placeholder, I'll put CB code band. So yeah, this is available. Now if it's not available, it will show you that it's not available. Okay, now choose a region and just click on the create app there. Okay, so with that, our application is created. Now we need to deploy that application. So deploy the content here. From here we need to deploy that to the server. Okay, so before that we have some initial configuration, Heroku configuration to be set up. So the first thing we have to do is just go into settings here, settings tab, and at this tab in the build packs, we need to add some build packs. The first thing, we need to add Python here. So just click on the Python and save changes. And the next thing we have to do is back into the article. You can see there is something called headless Google Chrome, which is nothing but the Google Chrome the binary that we need to use in the server. Okay, so just open link in new tab and just copy that path there. Just Control C, Command C, and then paste it over here in the URL section and just say save changes. Again, you also need the other one, the Chrome driver. So again, the same procedure. Just grab that URL, and then what you can do is just paste that in here and click on save changes. So with that, we have those three things. Now what we need to do is the next steps, the Heroku configuration variable. So we have already set the Chrome driver path and the Google Chrome bin path there. So we need to set those things as environment variables in the server. So for that, we have in the settings.py, we have not settings.py, the settings tab in the Heroku, we have something called config vars. Just click on the reveal here, and you just need to add those paths. So the first thing we have to do is Chrome driver path. So just copy that and paste, and again, that's the key. Now the value is again here. Just copy this stuff here and just paste in the value tab here and just click add, and that's it. Now we also have the Google Chrome bin path set up here, but we don't have to explicitly mention that in the config vars, because the build pack, the headless Chrome build pack, I mean this one, not this one, and this is Chrome driver. The headless Google Chrome build pack exposes it as the environment variable. So Google Chrome bin would be automatically available for us, so we don't have to manually specify that here. So with this configuration, we are good to go. And the next thing is requirements.txt. So the kind of packages we are using, we need to just specify those things in the requirements.txt file, just like this one. So if you're using a virtual environment, you can just say like pip phrase then greater than symbol requirements.txt, just like that, and it'll just create this file with the dependencies. But if you're not using a virtual environment and you have just a basic setup, then what you can do is just copy and paste these two things here, the Selenium and urllib3, so which will be available in here in the repository itself. You can see the requirements.txt. Just make a file and copy and paste those contents. Okay, so that's about requirements.txt. It's there now. The only thing remaining here is the docs. We have something called Procfile. So this is required for the Heroku to serve your application. So for that we need to just create a new file. So in the VS Code we just need to create something like Procfile. So the P is capital here, and there is no extension like .txt or similar, no extensions, and just click enter, and then we need to paste this stuff, copy and paste this code here. So this is nothing but Python main.py. The main.py is nothing but the script that we wish to run. Okay, so this one here, you can just change the name if you wish to. Okay, so with that setup, we are good to go. We are good to deploy the application. So for that, back in here, we can see a deploy tab here. Just click on that deploy tab, and then we have a couple of options like Heroku Git or GitHub. We'll stick with Heroku Git, and here you can see the steps. So the first one, install the Heroku CLI. Now the Heroku CLI, you can just click on this link, and you can just download that. You can download from Mac, Windows, or Linux. That's up to you. And then one thing to note is that after installation, you just need to close the VS Code and reopen it, or otherwise close the terminal and reopen it, so that those things will take effect. And then the next step is this one, Heroku login. So just copy this one, just paste in the terminal, and then it will just press any key. So it'll open up the browser, and those login credentials, it'll ask for login credentials. So in our case, we have already logged in, so it'll just log me into the account, as you can see here. Now the thing remaining here is this one, creating a new Git repository. Now in our case, we already have Git being set up. We don't have to explicitly set the Git. We have already set those things and pushed it to this repository, so we already have that stuff. Now we don't need to manually create one like this one. So the only thing we need to set up is this one, existing Git repository. We just need to copy this line of code, which is nothing but setting up the Heroku remote, so that it can push to that Heroku server that we have just created the application. So we just set those Heroku remote, and then we just need to follow this one, deploy your application. So we have added those Procfile and requirements, so we need to just add and commit. So git add dot git commit -m, and then we'll just maybe say like Heroku, and then the third command here. Now all these commands are here. So the third command is git push Heroku master. So git push Heroku master, just like that. So it'll take a bit of time there. So but before that, I'll quickly show you, if you don't have that Git setup being there, you haven't configured those Git repository, what you have to do is just copy and paste this command, git init, and then you need to just set the remote. Okay, that's it, and then just follow these 3 lines of code, and you'll be good to go with that setup. So this might take a while. This will take a bit of seconds there, so hopefully it will complete soon. Alright, we have done the deployment stage, and now we just need to test the things out. We need to check if that script works. So for that, what we can do is we can just run something like Heroku run. So Heroku run is nothing but running the command that we are going to write in the application that we have built on Heroku. So Heroku run, then the normal thing, Python main.py, the file name. And if I run that, we can see that that command will be run on the server, and let's check if it yields the correct output. And what do you know, we got those output, the correct output that we were getting in the local server, the same thing we got in the Heroku server. So with that, our deployment setup is complete. Everything is successful. Now you can do a lot of things with this one. You can just schedule your application, this command, to be run in an interval of 5 minutes. Just grab those things and publish it to your blog, or you can just send an email, send messages. you can do a lot of things with this one. So in order to schedule this one, you can either use Heroku scheduler, which is an add-on provided by Heroku, or you can use a separate clock process. I'll put those the documentation stuff in the description section so that you can make it useful. So with this, we are done with the deployment. It's very basic. It's very fast, and the process is pretty much easy with Heroku. And that's all about it. That's all about the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any doubts or any sorts of suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to share it to your connections as well. So with that, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the very next one.